Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel, and if you're listening in the podcast, thank you so much for being here. It is January 11, 2024. I'm here to follow up on this case that we have been following since 2019, and it is the disappearance of Jennifer Dulos. I think if you have come to my channel in the past or you listen in the podcast before, you know, and maybe if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm always speaking about her, about the disappearance of Jennifer Dulos, and this case, I feel so connected to it somehow, and I know it's because of the proximity. I'm very close to New Canaan, and I go to Waveney Park a lot, right? So when I heard that she was missing, and I was like, wow, New Canaan is such a quiet, beautiful town. Like, how can something like this happen? Um, and I've been following the case ever since. Specifically in 2020, early in 2020, I came to my YouTube channel and told you that Fotis Dulos committed suicide and all of that, and I was such in shock because just months before they finally charged him with some type of involvement on her disappearance, and then he kind of like he he did what he did, right? And I'm thinking to myself back then, I'm like, how can they don't think about the children, And I think looking at everything, right, and being so involved in meaning like I've been following the case for so long, um you're like, man, these people, he had like one objective that day, and it was to basically get rid of Jennifer Dulos. Unfortunately, looking at everything that was presented today, so today, January 11, 2024, finally, the case is in trial. Specifically, is the case against Michelle Troconis. In case you didn't know, she is was Fotis Dulos' living girlfriend, and he actually had a petition to his wife, Jennifer Dulos, asking her to allow Michelle Troconis to move in with him in their family home in Farmington with the whole family, like one big happy family. And that to me is just crazy that, hearing all of that, right? Excuse me, after the whole case, hearing all of that and seeing how everything has been unfolding, how can you not? How can you not think for 1 second that Michelle has some type of involvement in it? This woman, and this is my opinion only, and I go back and forth, I'm human, and I believe in God, and I see her family fighting for her, being with her all the time, but it is impossible for me to believe that that Michelle Troconis had some type of knowledge of what Foti was about to do or what he did after. I mean, this was, eventually, they never moving the whole family together, but Jennifer Dulos moved out to New Canaan, Connecticut with her children, her 5 children, and then in Farmington, right after Jennifer Dulos moved out with her kids to New Canaan, Michelle Troconis kind of moving with for this back then, right? And it is impossible to think that, that she had no involvement in it. This woman knew that this man was still married, going through a divorce, and also was happily going to agree to move in with the whole family together. Let's look at the morality of this whole case. You know, could she have committed what they say, what happened to Jennifer, whatever? Maybe not, but did she have some knowledge of it? I think she did. It is impossible for us looking at everything from the outside to believe that she had no idea. It is impossible. Because the only problem between the relationship was Jennifer Dulos. The only thing is stopping them, because for Fotis, Jennifer Dulos, towards the end of, they're going through a crazy divorce. Towards the end, she was basically the financial part of him and the mother of his children, and that was basically it. So she was basically in the way of him continuing having money, and then just being together with her openly with Michelle Troconis. So how can you not think, looking at everything and everything that happened before she went missing, how can you not think that Michelle Troconis had some type of idea. There was something that she saw. She lived with Fotis Dulos. They slept together every night. How can you make people believe that you didn't see any change behavior on him? That you didn't see him like planning something days before? You cannot be so oblivious. You didn't even just live with this man. You also were his business partner. You worked together. Okay, and they see them, they have footage of her, we all seen it, of them dropping garbage bag along Farmington, in Hartford, I think it was in Hartford. And she's like, oh, that was just a coffee spill. It's everything is so like, nonchalant. I don't know what that meant. He was doing whatever. I wasn't cleaning Jennifer, I wasn't doing this. Looking at the evidence presented to some of the photos, some of the videos, you see the police noting in the original footage, I think back in May 25th, 2019, when they went in and recorded the whole home of Jennifer Dulos. You see them saying, wait, it looks like blood was wiped in here. And then you see the Land Rover having so much blood in the front of it, and towards the front, the tires and everything. It is impossible to think, that Fotis Dulo did all of that, went back and met with Michelle, and she didn't notice anything change in him before that happened and days prior. Because once, I'm no criminal expert, but human behavior, when I don't have any kids either, but people say a lot that when your kids are quiet, check on them when they're younger, because they're definitely planning something or doing something that they shouldn't be doing, right? So she knew the whole ordeal that they were having with the divorce, right? She actually mentioned that Fotis said, I wish he should just disappear, referring to his wife, Jennifer Dulos. So how can we think that Michelle had no idea what was being planned or what happened afterwards? Okay, I think, it's sad to see her family, to be honest, seeing her family speak now after the first session of the trial today, and they're saying, she's an amazing person, she's innocent, all of that. But they have to also understand everything that she has done got her to where she's at right now. We're not judging an innocent person picked out of the street and saying, this is the one because she looks like, we're looking at what she has done. And we're saying, wait a second, this is impossible, because, yeah, she might not harm somebody, but she actually got together with a married man and actually live in their home, and the divorce was not even finalized yet. And she heard this man say one time, I hope Jennifer Dulos disappears. So people looking at it from the outside, like us, the public, we're not going crazy or extra judging her, thinking, you're judging an innocent person. We're looking at what she has done. And we're saying, wait a second, that actually makes sense for her to know something about it. It makes sense for her to be in the position that she's at. I'm sure she regrets. I'm sure she learned her lesson. And she learned that not everything, everybody looks good on paper. Fotis Dulos, very charming, very professional looking. He actually was using Jennifer Dulos' money, mom's family money, to create this whole thing. It's everything is about image. Everybody can look good on paper. You have to dig deeper and see things for what they are. And the mind is a crazy thing. Like, everything is created twice. I am a fashion designer. I can only speak for what I know. I can never create a dress without thinking about it first, without sketching it out first. Everything is always created twice. So for him to say at one point, I wish he should just disappear, referring to Jennifer Dulos, for him to say that, there are other things that he said to Michelle Troconis that she hasn't come clean about. And now this has been dragged on 4 years now. And this family, the family of Jennifer declared her dead this week, because they haven't heard from her, obviously, and they know all the blood and all the evidence. And it's so crazy. And then in the trial today, Jennifer, Michelle's lawyer team, saying they want to suppress all the evidence. They don't even want to call Jennifer a victim. That's dehumanizing. Like, come on, who's agreeing to say that? You already like got together with her husband. Like, let's just be honest about it. I'm sure she regrets everything, but you have to face the consequences. You already got together with a married man and you live in their home without the divorce being finalized. And now, after he did what he did, and the wife disappeared for so many years now, and there are 5 kids out there without both parents, you don't want her to be referred as the victim in the case against, against her disappearance. The only victim in this case, the number one victim will be Jennifer Dulos. She's the one she did everything the mom did. She said, something happened to Miss Fotis. She cared for the kids. She dropped them off at school just being a mom. She moved out of Farmington to New Canaan, far away. That whole week, this is something she was terrified about Fotis. Jennifer Dulos was terrified about Fotis Dulos. Even so, that whole week he came to see the children, and they were supposed to meet at Grace Farms in New Canaan. And because Grace Farm has a very weird schedule, and I know because I've been there many times, they actually close kind of early, even summer days. He missed the timing, and then he asked if he can meet with the kids that week outside in the patio, and she agreed. And the babysitter, I believe, she said that when Fotis went to see their kids that week, Jennifer was so afraid of him that she had all the doors locked, and she only allowed them to be in the outside with their dad for visiting hours. She was terrified. She didn't even have the doors. Like, she had every door locked. Imagine the fear that Jennifer Dulos went through that day that she went missing after dropping her kids out in school. To encounter whatever happened in that garage, to see the Land Rover with all the blood near the front. It's almost like she kind of tried to get away or something. To see all of that, and to see the home, like they show videos of the home, and you see this is not a mom who was planning to be a gone girl type of thing, that she liked to write novels and things like that. Nothing like that. This is a mom that just went to drop off her kids at school and probably had plans. I don't know if it was Memorial Day that weekend or something, or before or after that. And this happened. And it is not crazy for the public, looking at everything that happened before she went missing, and everything that happened after, for us to say, oh yeah, Michelle had nothing to do with it. So I really hope that in the next days, it's so hard also, just to be honest, it's so hard to see Michelle troconis wearing like the translation thing in her ears. Like, come on, like, you speak English one day and the next day you're like, I don't understand what they're saying, I need a translator. It's almost like the shifting of the attention is driving me insane in that case. This is about the disappearance of Jennifer Dulos. And this woman, Michelle troconis, and her team said today in court that they don't want to refer to Jennifer Dulos as a victim. They don't want to use the evidence that they have seen. They don't even want to use the photos of the red pickup truck as evidence. When they saw the red pickup truck that Fotis borrowed from one of his employees, and he used it to go back and forth from Waverly Park to Jennifer Dulos' home. They don't even want to use that. Wow, like, that's crazy. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys are following this case, let me know what you guys think about this. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, listening in the podcast. Have a good night. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. I'm here to invite you to my podcast, Julissadesigns, and it can be found on Anchor, Apple Podcast and Spotify. You can join me every day as I make episodes of the latest news, real life stories, and I also share my favorite Bible verse. Hope to see you then. God bless. Everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you want to know more about me, you can always visit www.julissadesigns.com. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.